Welcome to Envisioned Broadcasting Radio, EB Radio. EB Radio. Your station for empowerment presents Mom Boss Talk Radio, a show that brings real life, real moms, and real experiences to empower mom bosses everywhere to be ambitious, highly driven, fierce, fabulous, and fearless. Mom Boss Talk Radio begins now.
Mom bosses, I'm extremely excited for today's show. I'm going to be even more excited for next week's show, but I have to share this with you because it is happening. So we have two new guest hosts that's going to be joining the show, and I'm extremely excited. I'm excited because these two women are amazing. When I tell you, they are going to bring it, their insights, their experiences, just their wisdom, everything they're going to bring to the table to share, to empower you all. It's going to be truly, truly amazing. So, it's so exciting that that's exactly how I needed to start the show. If this is your first time joining the show, I am one of your hosts, Jerisha, and this is the Mom Boss Talk Radio Show. It's all about, real life, real experiences, and it's all about the realness that we're going to bring, right? So we're all moms, and we're just sharing our insights to really empower you, because at the end of the day, we are fierce, we are fabulous, and we are fearless. And next week, I'm going to have two guest hosts by the name of Stephanie Allen and Megan Fortner joining the show, and they're extremely excited. I am super excited. I cannot wait so that you can really feel empowered, because at the end of the day, it's all about collaboration. And so when we think about collaborating, there are some times, and I'll tell you, there has definitely been, in my experience, where you have a group of women or a group of people that you don't feel like collaboration is really a thing. Like, it's not, collaboration is important, but you may not just feel like you have that strong sense of community or where you can network and connect with people. Well, let me tell you, the Mom Boss Talk Radio Show community, it's all about collaboration. It's all about networking and connecting with each other. And so that's what we're going to be bringing to the table. We're going to be bringing the power of connection, the power of collaboration, and how important it is as women for us to really be connecting with each other and what happens when we connect with each other. So you will get to see just how, just the amazing experiences. You'll get to hear the stories, the insights that we share just about our journey and how we have fun along our journey. So you'll learn more about Stephanie and Megan next week, and I'll have them share their unique stories with you so that you can learn more about them on this journey. And one of the things that I wanted to mention, because as we're at this time of the year, if you don't already have children that has went back to school, they're probably headed back to school. I think all of our kids now are back in school. And what that means is it's a whole mess going on, right? So back to school, it can be so much chaos going on because we are getting things prepared, or maybe you already have dealt with this like early part of the month where you're packing backpacks and lunches are being packed and school uniforms are being ironed or pressed. And there's so much going on that can be overwhelming for us moms. And let me make this point, because I feel like I have to, because being a mom boss, it's not only about being an entrepreneur or owning a business. It's about working a 9-to-5 job. It's about being a stay-at-home mom. It is about bossing up in your life and taking care of your empire, taking care of your household, taking care of everything, your family, your children, all of the above. So I wanted to mention that because I think it's been a little bit since we've actually said that on the show. So you right now that's listening, you are a mom boss. And know that I understand I understand that as you get those kids out, as you get the kids out for school, that it's a part of you that's like, just has a sigh of relief, like the kids are back in school. At the same time, it's a part of you that may feel overwhelmed as you had to go through all and wearing all the hats that we wear, just getting the kids ready to go out, going back to school. Maybe, maybe you are now an empty nester where you don't have children that's going back to school necessarily like grade school, but maybe college. And let me tell you, at each level, things are a little different as moms. You have different emotions that's tied to all of that. But this is definitely the time of the year where kids are going back to school. And what I like to do is I like to give different tips or strategies, stuff that really has helped me. And I'll tell you, with my own children, it is a little different because my children for the last few years have been in homeschool. And so now I have two in college, which is a whole different experience. So I have like the best of both worlds. But it's a different experience when you have children that's in college and then, children that's in school, and especially if you have homeschoolers. Because while, some of the moms are celebrating as their children are going to school, getting on the school bus, and they get to have some time for themselves, or maybe, if you're a stay-at-home mom, or you're working from home, or if you're working, 9 to 5, you get to have some time, even if it may be a short time, you get to have a little bit more time to yourself. When you have kids that are at home, that is, doing homeschool, it's a little different. So shout out to all the moms out there that have homeschool children, that is their learning coaches, that's, every step of the way, helping them really be successful, checking stuff and everything else, because things are a little different. There's still responsibilities, of course, as moms, whether you're homeschool, whether your children are, going to the brick and mortar schools. But just shout out to all moms, because I get it, I understand. And so for that reason, I like to give strategies for success, things that kind of help you with dealing with the back to school hustle and bustle, right? And the key is not to do everything, but to do the things, do the important things well. And so I like to give you guys some tips, some few little suggestions, some strategies that really has helped me over the course of, my goodness, over years, because like I said, my oldest son, he's in college, and now I have another son that's in college, and we just keep pushing it along, and things are different, and you have different experiences. Like, say, for instance, getting everything situated for college, that's a whole different kind of stress. It's a whole different kind of stress on moms, on parents, but it's what we do. And, there's things that we need to do well. And so one of the first things is organization. When I tell you being organized makes a difference, it makes a difference. Now, I love planning, I love organizing, but I cannot imagine my life if it wasn't well organized. So there has to be, or I feel like there is a huge need for a solid plan for creating and implementing some kind of like calendar that's going to work for your family. Now, for us, we have utilized a calendar. We still utilize that calendar because it's good to keep things like school schedules and, work meetings and appointments and other commitments in some kind of system. So if you have never tried having the system in place, I actually used to do this as well. So with my ex-husband, we actually had a calendar to where we could keep track of the kids' things and everything else. So he would know what was going on, and he could, be a part of activities and school events and everything else. And so it's really helpful if you have some kind of organization as a mom boss, so that you can keep things in order and, on track. Now, it may take some time to get everything synchronized. Now, one of the schools, so this is when my kids were at the previous school and they weren't at homeschool, they actually offered a way to add the events from the calendar, the school calendar, to my calendar, which was really, really helpful because you don't have to go in and add one by one. But if that is not the case for your school district, then you may very well have to add some of those things and maybe try doing it like a month to month or a couple of months in advance. That way you can have everything synchronized, everyone's calendar, like everyone knows what's coming up, and it keeps everybody together and, really on track for all the different activities. The other thing is delegating. Now, delegating. And so when I say delegating, I'm not saying as far as like from a work point, because yes, we need to be delegating as far as that too. So, if you are a boss or if you can delegate things within your job or within your business, absolutely we need to be delegating. But as moms, we need to be delegating as well. We need to empower our children with responsibilities that's going to be suitable for their ages. So this is not something that, it's not some kind of tactic not only to reduce the load from us as moms, but it actually helps build and teaches those life lessons about responsibilities and, our children being independent. So we have a chore schedule, we have a list, like we have all of that. That's really a part of that organization, the first thing that I mentioned. And it's so important for kids or for our children to have responsibilities, for them to be able to be, know that they're a part of a team. I actually had a family meeting at my house, and this is something that we do quite often, actually on Sundays, to where we can sit down as a family, talk about the week and anything we need to know that's, may not be on the calendar or, things that's up and coming. And we have a round table where we go around, talk about different things. We have celebrations that way, but it's helpful too because I need my family and my children to understand and know that we're a part of a team. And when you're a part of a team, it has to be understood that everyone has a role. This is your role. That means these are your chores. This is what you need to be doing. This is your role. These are your choices. This is what you need to be doing. And so we have that understanding. And so that has helped for years. And I would highly recommend, when you think about delegating, when you think about organizing, to make sure those pieces are a part of your family and things that you're doing with your children as well. And so another thing that is extremely helpful is technology. So technology, some of us may feel some kind of way about technology, but I really feel like when we think about back to school, in order for us to be successful, we really have to think about how technology can help us. And so there's so many different productivity tools and applications that we can utilize that's going to help us manage, our communication and maybe scheduling video calls and tracking tasks, and then also monitoring our children's study time. Now, if you have, and I don't know if this works with the Android phones, but I know with the Apple phones, if you have Apple phones, then you're able to, and you have your children as a part of your family plan, then you're able to track things. Well, I actually brought to my children's attention that they could see their screen time and how long they've been spending in their screen time. And so we took some time to look at that. And when I tell you that a lot of, there was a lot of oh my goodness, wow. I didn't know, this is something that, I didn't know this is something that the phone did, or wow, that's, I can't believe that's, how much time. So there was a lot of aha moments. And the whole point is to utilize technology, utilize it so that it works for you and not against you. So yes, if you have school-age children, I would highly recommend, having something in place to monitor your children's screen time, because it's extremely important, especially if you have homeschool children. So my children are homeschooled, and it's important for me to be able to monitor and track that time. And also, make sure they know that these are the set times that when you can, allocate those times so that there's not too much time being spent in front of the screen. So the next thing is self-care. Self-care is so very, very important. And we know as moms, as women, how very important it is. And when you think about just the hustle and bustle of going back to school, we have to be able to take a breather. And so self-care should be a non-negotiable part of every single mom boss's schedule. because it's going to help provide that mental clarity, that emotional balance, and it's going to give the stamina that you need to keep the show running. That's what our job is as moms. We are here to keep the show running, to keep everything flowing, to keep everything together. And we can't do that if we're not together. So we have to take care of ourselves. The last thing is cultivating a supportive system. And so it's so important, if we want to be, going to this back to school season and really have the success that we want, that we deserve, and that we desire for our families and really for just this whole balancing act, we have to cultivate a support system. So it is so important to lean on a support system, a dependable network of family, of friends, of, your peeps, your go-to people. I name like my tribe of girls, whoever that is for you, that's going to give you that strength, that support, and just be there for you whenever you need them. That is so very, very important. Like I said, I started off talking about collaboration and how important it is for collaboration. Well, let me tell you, when it comes down to collaborating and really cultivating that support system, it goes hand in hand. You want to be connected to women that you trust, that is, you can call on, that understands, that, perhaps, if you are an empty nester, connect with other moms that maybe are empty nesters. If you have children in homeschool, there are tons and tons of groups out there that you can connect with and that, that you can reach out to really get that support and really build that community that we all want. So let me just say, as we navigate through this time of back to school, it flew by. It seemed like just yesterday the kids were getting out of school, but it absolutely flew by. But know that you as a mom boss, you play an irreplaceable role in your child's life, in the working and the schooling world. You are irreplaceable. And in this back to school season, it's going to be chaotic. If it hasn't been for you, it probably will, because most of the time it's chaotic in some way, shape, or form. But it's just, it's another reminder for us to know that our role is so very powerful. We are out here just keeping things together. We are out here, like I said earlier, being fierce, fabulous, and fearless. And I really want to just take the time to say thank you. So if no one has said thank you for the amazing work that you're doing as a mom, know that I appreciate you, because I understand. I understand the blood, the sweat, the tears that goes into everything that you're doing every single day. So I salute you. The Mom Boss Talk radio show salutes you. And I truly hope that with some of the strategies that I mentioned today, that it helps you. It really inspires you to keep coming back, listening. Make sure you check out next week's show and other shows. Go back and listen. We do have our shows on YouTube now, so make sure you check that out as well. It's actually, right now, it's under Jerisha Moore, which is my YouTube channel. We will be having the Mom Boss YouTube channel that will be launching as well. But I'm just super excited. I'm super excited for the journey ahead. I thank you all for continuing to support and tune in and, really just continue to support there's been so many ups and downs with the Mom Boss Talk radio show, but we are still here and we still have our community, our Facebook group. So if you're looking for a community, find us on Facebook, on Instagram as well. Listen, at the end of the day, we are mom bosses. We are mom bosses. And know that you are fierce. You are fabulous. You are making moves. You are making moves. You're so amazing. Keep making those moves because you got this, sis. Until next time, stay safe and be blessed.
Thank you for joining us on Mom Boss Talk Radio. Follow each of the Mom Bosses on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. If you love Mom Boss Radio, visit the website at www.envisionedbroadcasting.com. We'd love for you to subscribe, rate, and give a review on iTunes. Until next time.